With the Paper Mario series' steady decline in recent years, many game developers have aspired to replicate the charm it once had. While some titles have slipped past viewers' radars and others failed, there are games like Born of Bread which received a genuine reception upon its release in December 2023. But while this game delivers a compelling paper-like RPG experience that'll satisfy Paper Mario's fandom, it has numerous flaws that prevent it from being a masterful work of art. Born of Bread is a colorful 2.5D single-player RPG that's seemingly inspired by Nintendo's Paper Mario series. In it, players control a bread golem named Loaf who embarks on a quest to retrieve sunstone shards to save the world. Loaf will be accompanied by several allies during this endeavor, each having their own motives, personalities, and abilities. Additionally, you'll confront an evil ghost-like entity named Jester and his cronies who are after these shards for nefarious purposes. Born of Bread has players traverse numerous areas. Each location has different shops, inhabitants, side quests, and hidden treasures for you to discover. This game offers turn-based combat and a weakness and resistance system to entice players to use excellent strategies. Additionally, you can perform weak and special attacks and use items to aid you in battle. On top of having a distinct fake audience system that allows you to earn rewards during battle, players may walk away from this game pleased. This story is riddled with amusing and heartfelt character interactions, compelling themes, and subtle revelations. However, it doesn't deliver anything groundbreaking to the genre. Loaf, while comical and entertaining, doesn't stand out as much as his party members. Although it makes sense given Loaf's origins, many players will be disappointed with his half-baked personality and lack of input in this tale. Nevertheless, Loaf's physical responses will garner attention for most players. As mentioned above, Loaf's party members steal the spotlight. Whether it's Lent's cautious persona or Yagi's fiery spirit, fans will adore seeing what they bring to the plot. While their journey's results don't spring out the best endings to their arcs, fans will adore observing them throughout this game's lengthy 11-hour expedition. Jester and his cronies are compelling villains to follow in Born of Bread, too. Unfortunately, Jester and Alfie are the only memorable ones from the batch, due to the amount of spotlight they receive. Nonetheless, fans will find Jester's other companions' minor quirks and moments somewhat entertaining. Characters aside, the story maintains decent pacing with nice character growth instances sprinkled in for good measure. While there are times when certain story arcs drag on, Wild Arts manages to keep things entertaining by implementing suspenseful encounters, gameplay twists, and fascinating dialogue. Story aside, the gameplay has many highs and only a few subtle lows. In Born of Bread, you'll travel through numerous locations. Each locale has a distinct theme and is equipped with colorful inhabitants, establishments, secrets, and missions for you to handle. As for the Sunstone Shards, you'll try to retrieve them after battling various bosses, some of which have no allegiance with Jester and his gang. While this is an interesting spin, fans will prefer the battles involving the latter. Whether you're fighting the Macho Klein or the Spiritual Io, you'll want to use proper attacks and strategies if you hope to defeat these foes. On that note, the turn-based battles in this game are enjoyable and simplistic. After you defeat enemies, you'll receive experience points. Once you reach over 100 points, you'll level up your party and unlock necessities that will aid you in the future. Additionally, completing the game's optional subquests or finding random chests in the overworld will net you additional items to make enemy encounters easier. Completing specific submissions will enable you to unlock your party members' strongest attacks, making them more enticing to tackle. On top of having platforming segments, Wild Arts has various gameplay formats for players to sink their teeth into. Although it all sounds dandy on the surface, there are several issues worth addressing with the gameplay. For instance, the turn-based battles lack depth and its boss battles don't feel as grandiose as they should. While Loaf and his allies' attacks are well animated, the controls needed to initiate these commands feel bland and repetitive. Whether it's holding a specific button or keeping your cursor within a hit zone, the developers could have created ways to make these attacks feel unique to perform. This lack of creative prowess nudges its way into the boss battles. While seeing Klein, Io, and the others transform into powerful beings before a fight is visually fantastic, the gameplay that follows fails to deliver. Including ideas like additional battle phases or having unique story segments mid-battle would have helped these bouts feel more memorable and original. Instead, each boss encounter feels no different from a battle with a low-level enemy, which is disappointing. Although players may find certain sections frustrating to traverse, there are many platforming sections where you're forced to use your allies' special abilities to overcome them. This is a nice way to allow players to develop a deeper connection with Loaf's allies. Moreover, the game includes segments where you'll play as Jester. Unfortunately, his gameplay solely revolves around platforming, which will disappoint many fans. However, this idea of playing as a game's villain is something the developers should expand upon further in a sequel or different RPG. Although players will have a blast bashing enemies up with Loaf's ladle, the gameplay needed more time to bake in the oven. Graphically, Born of Bread looks lovely. Paper Mario fanatics will adore the world's arts and crafts aesthetic and the level of ingenuity that went into the game's world designs. Whether it's the Queen's Castle in Royal Town or Chloe's family's mansion in Frosty Flats, you'll adore exploring each of this game's locales. On top of the fun battle and character animations, this game offers a colorful world for players to observe and immerse themselves in. Unfortunately, this game suffers from various technical problems. While these can be fixed with future updates, the current state of the game may hamper one's current experience with it. From unknowing game freezes to various in-battle glitches, this game's various bugs must be addressed if Wild Arts hopes to maintain players' satisfaction with the title. Graphical and technical issues aside, Born of Bread delivers a colorful, childlike world that'll make many players smile with glee. The game also delivers an exceptional soundtrack that'll keep players engrossed. Whether it's a town or battle theme, you'll appreciate the tracks present here. Unfortunately, players who adore voice acting won't be fond of the performances or lack thereof in this title. Yet, given what the developers crafted with this game, many can overlook this one for not having voice acting. That said, Born of Bread's OST is one of this game's best aspects and will leave fans satisfied. By and large, Born of Bread is an imaginative and enjoyable RPG. It offers a basic yet satisfying narrative with minor twists and captivating character moments. While its several story, gameplay, and graphical issues hamper its chances of being a solid work, its current product is worth any RPG fanatic's time, especially those who miss Paper Mario 1 and 2's classic gameplay formula. If you have 11+ hours to spare during this winter holiday, consider picking this title up for yourself, a friend, or a loved one.